Hey everybody, this week's video is going to be an update on my Frieza Force miniatures video that I started a while back. And I haven't been recording too much of me actually building these because I didn't think you guys want to watch me fumble with green stuff and cuss a lot and then paint them. Now, I mean, if that's something you actually would like to see, then feel free to let me know. That way I'll actually save it instead of deleting it. But, this week's video was actually going to be This week's video was actually going to be a crafting video, but due to the weather being crappy and me not being able to go out and spray paint it, I had to move it over to next week. So next week we'll actually be doing a crafting video, and it actually is a crafting video. And here's a little hint: it's space and sci-fi related because I haven't done that yet. So new territory, yay! But I'm gonna pull it down over here to the table, and I'm gonna show you what I've got up to with the Frieza Force minis I've been working on, and hopefully you guys like them. I like them. Well, let's roll. What are you looking at? All right, everybody. If you remember from last time, I started off with the only one I had completely finished was this guy right here. If it'll focus on him. Come on, man. There we go. I had this guy right here. Took it long enough. And it was my first attempt at like a kind of Frieza Force doctor slash scientist kind of thing. He's like a red monkey kind of guy from, this used to be a Detective Chimp hero click, and I think it came out pretty well, even though I still don't quite get what my Nolan oil is doing and why things keep coming out dirtier than what they're supposed to, but, you know, it is what it is. The other one that I had done was the Yellow Jacket hero click, and this is what she looks like now. Well, stand up there. And I'm pretty happy with this one. Basically, the idea that I went with this one is, like I said, from the reason why she's got like Tagoma's kind of scouter from Resurrection F was because she had these like buggy alien eye kind of thing going on, and I didn't want to like risk scarring up the whole mini to put up one scouter on there, so I gave her like a visor scouter, and I gave her, well, yeah, she does have a mohawk just like the other doctor, but that's because I've been trying to practice with doing more different hairstyles, and mohawks is one of the ones I've been meaning to practice with. I tried to for the bases, I tried to do like the color that was in like a lot of the Frieza Force bases. If any of y'all remember the scenes, like when Vegeta and Kui are like talking smack to each other in the hallway, tried to match that color. It didn't quite work out, but I'm still pretty happy with it. It's interesting enough. And yes, on this one, yet again, the Nolan oil for some reason just caked in certain areas, and I mean, it's not that terrible. I've painted minis that came out way worse than this, and I'm still pretty happy. But we're gonna move on to one that y'all haven't seen before. And one that I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with. Now, with these two right here, oh, we'll drop them there. With these two right here, I actually layered on the green stuff and then sculpted, like, you know, carved the designs into them with a sewing needle, with a sewing pin. Just a little sewing pin kind of thing. And it came out okay, but like I couldn't get the lines on the shoulder pads. So I had to use a fine point Sharpie, which it came out alright, but not perfect, and it kind of bugs me a little bit. So I tried a new tactic. I saw, I can't remember where I saw it, but someone had made a homemade Nappa miniature, completely out of green stuff, and it looked freaking amazing. It was just beautiful. So I tried a new approach as to making these. Now this used to be a hero click called Blizzard, I think, and he came out really good. He came out really good. Got him his own little scouter. all the designs and stuff. He came out like exceedingly good. And I am intending to do this for all the others that I have lined up, but all the little trim on him I sculpted with, like, I just rolled little thin strings of green stuff and I just tacked it on with super glue and my normal sculpting tools. Just tried my damnedest to get it in there and make it look right, and it came out far better. I mean, it's like you compare the two. I mean, they look good side by side and all, but like, you know, as like for extreme details and stuff, painted on detail and carved in detail as to actual like sculpted layers, it always looks good. It's far more tedious. The Scouter was a really big bitch to work with. Pardon my language, but it really was. But it was very rewarding when I got it done, because I mean, I really hope you guys can see this, because it's showing up okay in the viewfinder, but I don't know how this is going to turn out in video, so, you know, fingers crossed. But like I was saying, it just came out really good, and I'm very happy with him. Now I'm going to show you some that I'm working on that I don't know if are going to work or not. Here's the other doctor. He's... okay, there we go. It is going to be a little hard to see because like he's just like bare plastic and green stuff, but basically I kind of made him almost exactly the same. I shortened his doctor's or scientist apron thing, because looking at some old pictures, I realized that you actually can see their feet. You actually can see the doctor's feet in the video, so that was my goof on that. And I had a blob of green stuff left that I didn't want to go to waste, so I actually, you know, in the spirit of trying to do more hairstyles, I actually thought it'd be fun to just give him an afro kind of thing, because, well, why not? It was just a fun little idea, and I think it's gonna just, I think what I got planned for these is just gonna be far more enjoyable, because like it adds more variety instead of like 5 guys and gals having mohawks like something out of Mad Max or Fallout. But yeah, he's ready for to do little trim and everything. Gotta just keep practicing. Now, and this one right here, if any of y'all know the comic book character Darkness or the Darkness, I can't remember which one it is. I can't remember if it's the Darkness or just Darkness. But I had a hero click of him, and this is how I turned him into a Frieza Force dude as well. Sculpted on some green stuff to look like the cuff of the boots, some wristbands that I haven't decided how I'm going to sculpt those yet. Get the shoulder pad, the blocked in the chest. I added some green stuff on his thighs to hide the indentions. He's got these little like crevice things where light comes out of him, and I did all the normal type of carving that I do. All I have left to do is add the trim, and I scouted him, and he is ready to paint. And I'm really looking forward to this next batch. Now this next one was a bit of an endeavor. My English is broken. I'll have to have that calibrated again. But this next one was a bit tricky, because this used to be a Hellfire Trooper. I can't remember exactly. You know what? I'll be right back. Alright, I found it. This one is called a Hellfire Guard. This was a Hellfire Guard mini. Used to be, anyway. And as you can tell, if any of y'all recognize that head shape, I tried to sculpt him to look like a pool in his race, because I just thought it'd be fun. I actually liked the pool, other than, you know, he's purple, and I like purple. But I just liked him because he was just a very odd-looking character, and like his race is, you know, there's several members of his race like throughout the show, even though they get horribly killed. Thanks to Vegeta, mostly. And a few Namekians, now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, I thought he'd be a real fun thing to sculpt. I'm debating about whether I want to put a Scouter on him or not. I still have to work on the face a little bit more, because I don't expect this to come out perfect, but hopefully it'll come out good. I think it'll just come down to paint job. And yes, a lot of these guys' shoulder pads and stuff, they do vary because I've not been working. Well, I haven't worked with green stuff to this extent in a long, well, not a long time, just ever. And basically, it's sometimes the consistency of my green stuff, like you can see right here, there's a little teeny tiny spot where like the stuff mixed and didn't quite solidify. Like, I actually have this stuff, and yes, I've seen a lot of things after I bought it, of course, that people were like, do not buy this, and basically, I just bought this because it was like the only option I had at the moment. But it's been doing its purpose. I've been actually doing pretty good about getting all the chunks out of it. But that one slipped past me, but yeah. Like I was saying, my consistencies of getting for some reason the green stuff is like, it'll be either too soft or too hard, and then like, I've been using Vaseline to help my tools not stick, but like, you know, it's trial and error because, like I said, I'm still learning with this, but so far they're coming out really good, and I'm very happy with them. Now with this guy, I was actually going to give him the blaster right here, but I thought I'd save that for a few other ones, just give him the whole like hoorah kind of thing. But I'm really excited for how this one's going to come out. This will be real fun to paint. And I did find the base for the base for this guy. It is the darkness. That's what it was. The darkness. Real fun stance. It looks like it's a mid-run or getting ready to just tackle somebody. But anyway, the very last one that I'm working on is a constrictor mini. And yes, I know it's a bit weird why he's got just a blob of green stuff on his crotch and feet like some weird stripper. But basically, he's got this like snake-like pattern, like lines, like excuse me. But like how I've like carved the lines into the back of these guys, he's got that going down his front, and it goes all the way down past his crotch, down to his crotch. So I had to cover that up, you know, smooth it out to make it look more like spandex, and I started to give him the boots. Now the good thing is he actually has the notches and such on his feet as well, so I didn't cover up his entire foot that way, because some of the boots in Dragon Ball Z, they have the lines on the front. So I'm going to experiment with that, and this guy, he has those big coil things coming out of his wrists. I took those off and saved them because I'm going to use them in some whip-wielding characters, and just shaved it off on this side. But I'm going to give him the blaster and maybe the helmet. We'll just see how that turns out. And yeah, that's where I'm at so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update for that. Look out for next week's video. Like I said, it will be an actual crafting video. I just have not been able to finish the one that I finished it because this week's weather has been sporadic, and well, it's getting annoying. I'm going to show some stills of before and after shots of these guys and the ones that I have done, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all keep crafting and have fun out there.